Let me start with a simple question. If exercise is so good for your legs, why do so many people feel weaker after 50 even though they are exercising more than ever? They walk, they stretch, some even go to the gym. Yet climbing stairs feels harder, standing up feels slower, balance feels less reliable. This is not because exercise stopped working. It is because the wrong type of exercise is being used. For the body after 50, most leg exercise programs were designed for younger bodies, bodies that recover faster, bodies with stable joints, bodies with strong balance systems. After 50, your body changes, not because it is broken, but because it adapts differently. Muscles still respond to training, but joints demand more control, balance systems demand more attention, and recovery depends on precision, not intensity. Here's the mistake most people make. They try to train leg muscles the same way they did at 30. More weight, more repetitions, more effort. But after 50, leg strength is no longer just about muscle power. It is about movement strength. Movement strength means how well your legs support you in real life situations, standing up, stepping up, turning, catching yourself if you stumble. You can have strong muscles and still fall. You can have big thighs and still struggle to rise from a chair. And this is why many people say, I exercise, but I still feel weak. The problem is not effort, the problem is focus. Traditional leg workouts train muscles in isolation. They train straight lines, they train predictable movements, they train seated or supported positions. But daily life is not like that. Life is uneven, life is asymmetrical, life requires balance. After 50, the most important muscles are not the ones you can see. They are the deep, stabilizing muscles, the ones around your hips, your knees, your ankles. These muscles decide whether you move confidently or cautiously. They decide whether you trust your legs or fear falling. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity looked at adults over 50 who regularly exercised. Many had good muscle strength, but those with poor balance and poor hip stability still had a much higher fall risk. The conclusion was clear: strength without stability does not protect independence. Another study from the National Institute on Aging found that balance decline begins before muscle decline. This means many people lose stability years before they notice weakness. By the time they feel weak, the problem has already been there for a while. This explains something important: why some people feel worse. After starting leg exercises, they overload joints, they irritate knees, they avoid movements that feel unstable. So they move less, and less movement leads to faster decline. This creates a vicious cycle. Exercise feels risky, so movement decreases, and legs weaken even more. But it does not have to be this way. There is another approach, an approach that focuses on how the body actually moves after 50, an approach that strengthens legs without stressing joints, an approach that improves balance without fear. This approach uses movements and not machines. It uses control, not force, and it trains the body the way daily life demands. The 5 movements you will learn in this video are not gym exercises. They are movement patterns, patterns that help you stand up safely, step confidently, and trust your legs again. Each movement was chosen for a reason, and not because it looks impressive, but because it solves a real problem. People face after 50 weak glutes, unstable hips, poor balance, difficulty climbing stairs. These movements work together. They rebuild strength, they restore coordination, and they do it in a way like your body accepts no pain and no strain and no fear. You do not need a gym. You do not need heavy weights. You do not need long workouts. You need the right movements done with control. In the next video, we will begin with the first 2 movements. They are gentle, they are safe, but they prepare your body for everything that comes next. One of them is done sitting down. The other teaches your hips to support your knees again. If your legs have felt unstable, weak, or unreliable after 50, these movements are where you start. Let us begin. Now that you understand why most leg exercises fail after 50, it is time to rebuild strength the right way. Not by forcing your body, not by pushing through pain, but by restoring how your legs are meant to work together. The first 3 movements focus on one thing: stability, before power, before endurance, before speed, because after 50, a stable leg is a strong leg. Let us begin with the 5th movement on our list: seated band abduction. This movement looks simple, and that is exactly why it works. Most people do not realize this, but one of the biggest reasons knees feel unstable is not the knee itself. It is weak outer hip muscles. These muscles, called the lateral glutes, keep your knees aligned when you stand, walk, and climb stairs. When they weaken, your knees collapse inward slightly. Over time, this stresses the joint. Pain develops, confidence drops, and people start avoiding movement. Seated band abduction fixes this problem without loading the knees. To perform this movement, sit in a sturdy chair. Your back is upright. Your feet are flat on the floor. Place a resistance band around your thighs or just above the knees. Now slowly push your knees outward against the band. Only move as far as comfortable. Hold for 2 seconds and then slowly return to the starting position. That is 1 repetition. And the key here is control. Do not snap the band. Do not rush. You are teaching your hips to stabilize your legs again. Most people feel this exercise immediately. In the outer hips, that is a good sign. It means dormant muscles are waking up. Research from the Journal of Orthopedic Rehabilitation found that strengthening the outer hip muscles reduced knee pain and improved walking stability in adults over 50. Japanese and European rehabilitation programs often begin with movements like this because they restore alignment. Before loading the joints, start with 10 repetitions, rest, then do another set. 2 sets is enough. You can do this movement every day. Now let us move to the 4th movement, the glute bridge. But not the aggressive version, often shown in fitness videos. We are using a modified version, designed for bodies over 50. Your glute muscles are the largest muscles in your body. They are also the most neglected. When glutes weaken, the lower back works harder. The knees absorb more stress, and balance becomes unreliable. The glute bridge reactivates these muscles safely. To perform this movement, lie on your back on a mat or carpet. Your knees are bent. Your feet are flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Your arms rest at your sides. Before lifting, tighten your abdominal muscles gently. Now press through your heels and lift your hips just a few inches off the floor. You do not need to lift high, and the goal is control, not height. Hold the top position for 3 seconds. Then slowly lower back down. Do not arch your back. Do not push through pain. This movement should feel stable and strong, not strained. Research from the European Journal of Physical Therapy shows that low-height glute bridges activate glute muscles without stressing the spine. This is especially important after 50 when spinal joints are more sensitive. Start with 8 repetitions. Work up to 15. Once this feels easy, you can hold the top position slightly longer. Glute strength is essential for walking, for standing, and for protecting your knees. Now we move to the 3rd movement, step-ups. This movement directly trains one of the most important skills for independent living, climbing stairs. If stairs feel difficult, life feels limited. Step-ups rebuild this ability safely. To perform step-ups, use a low step, a stair, or a sturdy platform. The height should be low enough that you feel confident. Place 1 foot on the step. Shift your weight forward, press through your heel, and step up. Bring the other foot up to meet it, then step back down slowly, 1 step at a time. This is not about speed. It is about control. Step-ups train the quadriceps, glutes, and balance system, all at once. They also mimic real-life movements. A study from the American Journal of Geriatric Fitness found that step-ups improve stair climbing ability more effectively than squats in adults over 50. The reason is simple. Step-ups train the exact movement pattern used in daily life. Start with 5 repetitions on each leg, rest, then repeat. Use a railing or wall for balance if needed. Over time, this movement rebuilds confidence, and confidence changes how you move. Now pause for a moment. Notice something important. None of these movements are exhausting. None require heavy effort. But together they restore alignment, reactivate key muscles, and prepare your legs for more demanding movements. These 3 exercises form the base. They stabilize the hips, they protect the knees, they wake up the muscles that keep you upright. Without this foundation, advanced exercises fail. But with it, your body becomes ready. In the final part, we will introduce the 2 movements that truly decide independence. One focuses on balance, the other teaches your legs to support your full body weight safely. These movements are where strength becomes confidence and confidence becomes freedom. Everything you have done so far has prepared your body for this moment. Your hips are more stable. Your glutes are awake and your legs are aligned again. Now we focus on the two abilities that truly decide independence: balance and the ability to lift your own body weight safely. Without these two skills, strength alone is not enough. Let us begin with the second most important movement: single leg balance. This movement looks almost too simple, but it trains something no machine can: control. After 50, falls are not caused by weak muscles alone. They are caused by delayed reactions, a missed step, a slight turn, a moment of imbalance. Single leg balance trains your body to respond instantly. It reconnects your brain to your legs. To perform this movement, stand near a wall or a sturdy chair. Place one hand lightly on it. Shift your weight onto one leg. Lift the other foot just an inch or two off the ground. That is enough. Hold this position. Breathe normally. At first, you may only last a few seconds. That is not failure. That is information. It tells you where your balance system is right now. With practice, your time will increase. Work toward 15 seconds, then 30. Switch legs. This movement activates hundreds of muscles at once, not just in your legs, but in your feet, your hips, and your core. A study from the Journal of Aging Research found that balance training improved functional leg strength more than resistance training alone in adults over 50. Why? Because balance forces your nervous system to recruit muscles efficiently. This is real-world strength. You do not need to do this for long. Short sessions work best, 10 to 20 seconds per leg, 2 or 3 times per day. Many people practice while brushing their teeth or waiting for water to boil. When you feel ready, you can increase the challenge. Lightly reduce hand support or close your eyes briefly. Closing your eyes removes visual input. This forces your legs to work harder. Only do this if you feel safe. Balance training is about confidence, not fear. Now we move to the most important movement of all. The movement that ties everything together, the sit to stand. This is not just an exercise, it is a life skill. Every day you stand up from chairs, couches, cars, toilets. If this movement becomes difficult, life becomes smaller. But here is the good news. This movement can be trained safely at any age. To perform it correctly, sit in a sturdy chair. Feet flat on the floor, hip width apart, your arms cross over your chest. Lean slightly forward from your hips. Now press through your feet and stand up. Pause briefly at the top, then slowly lower yourself back down. Control the descent. Do not drop. The lowering phase is just as important as standing. This movement trains your quadriceps, glutes, hips, and balance all at once, and it also trains confidence. A clinical study published in Geriatric Rehabilitation found that sit-to-stand training improved walking ability, stair climbing, and balance more than isolated leg exercises. Participants were not lifting weights. They were restoring function. Start with 8 repetitions. Rest, then repeat once more. 2 sets is enough. Perform this movement once or twice per day. Move slowly. Each repetition should take about 6 seconds. 3 seconds to stand, 3 seconds to sit. As this becomes easier, add repetitions. Work toward 20, then 30. When 30 feels comfortable, you can increase difficulty. Hold a light weight close to your chest, or use a slightly lower chair. But only progress when you feel confident. There is no rush. Consistency matters more than intensity. Now let us bring everything together. These 5 movements work as a system. They stabilize your hips, they protect your knees, they restore balance, they rebuild confidence. You do not need to do them all at once. A simple daily routine is enough. Choose 2 or 3 movements per day. Rotate them. Spend 10 to 15 minutes total. That is all. The goal is not exhaustion. The goal is reliability. Reliable legs, reliable balance, reliable movement. Aging does not mean losing strength. It means your body demands smarter training. Training that respects joints, training that builds control, training that supports daily life. If your legs have felt unstable, weak, or unpredictable after 50, these movements are where independence begins. I would like to know, which movement do you feel will help you the most? Single leg balance or sit to stand? Comment below with your age and where you are watching from. Your experience may help someone else. Take the first step towards stronger, more reliable legs. Thank you for watching.